What is correct? Because it is your boy Cypher today, bringing you guys the team preview for week number 8 of the major Pokemon League. And in this week, we are going to be playing Ioku, aka my boy Blizz, and the nice and powerful Blackthorn Frogadiers. So if you guys are hyped for today's nice and powerful team preview, then make sure you guys hit that thumbs up down below. It's going to be greatly appreciated. And what we're going to be doing here today is we're actually going to be showing you guys who I'm going to be bringing against Blizz and trying to narrow down in his draft of who I think he's going to be bringing. So again, if you guys are hyped, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up down below. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Make sure you guys hit that big red subscribe button down below, because that is also greatly appreciated. We try to post Pokemon content, maybe daily, maybe a couple days after we, post last video. I don't know, something like that. So, like I said, while we're here today, we're here to go over of who I think Blizz is going to be bringing. So before I do start that, I actually do want to look at the standings. So we have not done that yet. And as you guys can see on your screen, there is the Moon Division and the Sun Division. We are actually, us, the Detroit Liepards are taking, we're participating in the Moon Division. So as you guys can see, we're in 4th place right now. Unfortunately, we are kicked out of playoffs right now because Jolt wanted to, kind of sneak by us and take our position. So we need to take that back this week. We need to play Blizz with a very cool head. So as you guys can see, if we do win this week, and say if Jordy or Jolt loses this week, that means we move right up back into the playoffs. So we need Aura to at least beat Blizz, and I think we need, let's see, who does Jordy play? I think Jordy plays Jordy plays Mystic, so we need Mystic to beat Jordy, to be honest. So like I said, if one of those do occur, of one of them losing, we do move right up into the playoff spot again. So it's going to be a wild card, but we do play. So like I said, we need that to happen. So as you guys can see in the Sun Division, we do have Blizz, aka Ioku, in the Blackthorn Frogadiers, who is at the very bottom of the Sun Division. He's not doing the best this season, but again, I never underestimate a draft. I never ever do in my life. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at my draft, which is going to be Volcanion, Gliscor, Alakazam, Mega Venusaur, Kyurem Black, Milotic, Tentacruel, Bisharp, Ramble, and Pangoro. That's the same old draft that you see every week. There's going to be a couple crucial mons I'm going to bring, which I will bring up in the team builder. So like I said, we're going to be playing Blizz. I will leave his links in the description below. Make sure you guys go check him out, as well as my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. But before you guys do, click out of the description. Make sure you guys check out my Pokemon Omega Ruby Egglock video. If you guys do check that out, make sure you guys send an egg to your boy Cypher. The email is in the description below. I cannot stress that of that video. Again, I'll probably put like an annotation. Nah, I probably won't put an annotation on the screen, but just go in the description below, check that video out. Send your boy an egg for the the Egglock. It's gonna start next Friday, so I'm pretty hyped for that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my boy Blizz's draft. So Blizz is actually bringing a very powerful draft, this season, to be honest. At least in my opinion, but he's actually having a Azumarill, Dragonite, Klefki, Mega Charizard X, Starmie, Conkeldurr, Tangrowth, Mismagius, Weezing, Electivire, and Claydol. So let's go ahead and start from 1st to 11th. Azumarill is a very big setup mon. It's crazy actually. Actually, before we actually do that, let's actually go into who I think Blizz is going to be bringing this week. So I think Blizz honestly is going to be bringing Azumarill, Starmie, Charizard X, Klefki, Conkeldurr, and Weezing. I'm actually going to go over the mons real quick that I don't see him bringing. I guess I'm gonna give you a reason why I don't see them coming. So Claydol, I don't see Claydol coming this week just because Claydol is a good spinner, but I have a Volcanion in the back, and Volcanion can literally one-shot that thing with a Steam Eruption, even if he wants to, Then his spinner's gone, so I don't really see him bringing Claydol, and plus Starmie is more of his viable spinner this week, so I don't see Claydol coming for those reasons, and he does kind of get bopped by a Kyurem Black, Ice Beam, or an Outrage. He does get bopped by an Ice Punch from Pangoro, a Ice Punch from Gramble. Bisharp can just easily knock off or anything he wants to do to that thing. Tentacruel, Scald, Milotic, it just, the list goes on from that point, So there's not much he can really do at that point with Claydol. So I don't really see Claydol coming. I see more of Starmie coming because it's more of his reliable spinner. Electivire, I don't really see coming just because I have a lot to outspeed it that can hit it really hard. Just say like Kyurem Black, I think I speed tie with Kyurem Black, I believe. I believe so, I do. Gliscor can easily wall that thing, unless he has Ice Punch. If he has Ice Punch, I think we can live one Ice Punch from that thing. But we just have many mods, especially Mega Venusaur, to kind of like wall that Electivire. And the thing is, he doesn't really want me to set up in his face if with anything, Alakazam can wall that thing all day if it really wants to. So I don't really see him bringing Electivire just because his defenses aren't the best. I mean, granted, I think he has like a base 65, base 67 defense, so I don't really see him bringing that. Wheezing, I do see him bringing. The Wheezing, honestly, is just because it shuts down Kieran Black, and that's going to be my go-to mon this week, because if you guys do not know, there's 3 big threats that I have: Kieran Black, Mega Venusaur, and Volcanion. So those 3 mons are going to do a lot of work to this team. I'm already going to go ahead and go off the limb and say that. So continuing on this list, I do want to go to Miss Magius next. I don't see him bringing Miss Magius because, granted, she is a fast special attacker, but unfortunately her physical attack is very, very, very low. And I mean, even with the Steam Eruption for Volcanion or any moves that my other mons want to deliver to that thing, it's still like a toothpick. It's just very frail on the physical defensive side. So the thing is, he's gonna get bopped any chance it comes in. So I don't really see him bringing Miss Magius. Tangrowth is kind of one of those mons that I see coming on the bench this week that could potentially come. Just because it does take on my Venusaur very well, but unfortunately he can't really deliver back to me. But I think he could bring it just to kind of like wall out my Mega Venusaur, or just to bring it in. So Tangrowth is going to be on the bench this week of who I could potentially see him bringing. But like I said, he doesn't really do much against my Mega Venusaur. Other than that, besides Mega Venusaur, what does he really do to my team? He can wall out my Milotic if that's really cool. But then again, he can't like really do much. I mean, looking here, he doesn't take much. He can wall the Bisharp, maybe the Bisharp. Gramble, maybe. Yeah, I think he could pretty wall out the Gramble too. But anyways, back to what I think he could wall out. Tangrowth, I see him on the bench. I see him being the 6th man this week, or the 7th, one of those 2. So next, I don't see him bringing the, I don't see him bringing the Dragonite this week. Only reason I don't see him bringing Dragonite this week is because Venusaur can pretty much wall it, and Kieran Beck does outspeed him if I AM Choice Scarf. Now, granted, if he does want to go Choice Scarf, I do outspeed him. If he wants to go Choice Bandit, I outspeed him. You know what I'm saying? So if he knows that my Kieran is Choice Scarfed, then I don't see him having too much of an answer with Dragonite. Now, granted, I think he gets Aerial Ace. I don't know of any moves that he gets off the top of my head that could potentially be Flying type. I think maybe Hurricane. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he gets Air Slash. One of those 2. I haven't really used Dragonite, to be honest. Maybe I'll use one in my next OU. But like I said, Dragonite this week is going to kind of be a no-go this week. He could sit. I think he's going to be the 6th man, kind of like Tangrowth could be this week. I'm going to throw him on the bench just because I don't really see him bringing them. But I think it's going to be it for the mons I don't see him bringing. Now let's go to the mons I do see him bringing, which is going to first start off with Azumarill. Azumarill is a very big setup mon this week, and the thing is, it puts in a lot of work against my team. Now, granted, he does get every day of the week walled by Mega Venusaur, every goddamn day of the week. Sludge Bomb City is coming his way. Even if he wants to run Sap Zipper, Sludge Bomb City is coming his way. But granted, if he does get the chance to set up, he's going to do it. And the thing is at +6, I don't even think we're going to live an Ice Punch if he gets Ice Punch. I think he does. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, it's going to be a big setup on this week, and especially if he can get rid of Mega Venusaur, it's just Aqua Jet City all day. Now, great. Well, my Mega Venusaur and my Volcanion this week. If he gets rid of those 2, it's going to be Aqua Jet City all day. So that's why I think he's going to be bringing a Azumarill, is if he gets the chance to set up as well. So next, I do see him bringing Klefki, because Klefki is going to be a nice hazard stack as well. Big wall check to my Kyurem. Just because he can T-Wave me all day, he can just Dazzling Gleam, he can Encore me if he wants to. There's a lot of things that thing could do, as well as the Prankster Spike stack, so he could definitely do that, and those spikes are definitely going to put a big chunk into my Venusaur, they're going to put a big chunk into my Kyurem, they're going to put a big chunk into my Volcanion, so I definitely need to watch out for that this week. So that's why I think Klefki could be bringing, especially T-Wave, because if my team's very fast, so if he can slow any of those down, GG to Blizz. GG. Blizz has it. Blizz has it. So that's why I think Klefki's going to be coming. Mega Charizard X, just because Mega Charizard X does do a big chunk to my team. Like Mega Venusaur, I do have Thick Fat, but a Flare Blitz from a Charizard X literally still does 55 to 60%, even with me fully invested in defense and HP, with an Impish nature. It's just one of those things where I have to kind of expect it to come, but I have to have a check for it. So that's why we're choice scarping a very big mon this week. I'm not going to say it right now because I'll get into it in a sec, but another big threat to my team is going to be Starmie this week, and Starmie is a big threat to my team this week just because of the move pool again. So say if I have my Volcanion to think I can check Starmie. Starmie gets Thunderbolt and just Thunderbolts my Volcanion to oblivion, and then I have no check for it because he can just Psychic away or Side Shock if he wants to. He could recover. He gets Recover Stall. It's going to be a good utility Rapid Spinner, you know, so he could just pack Rapid Spin on it, and then or he could just be a Choice Specs or a Choice Scarf set, because if he's Choice Scarfed, Kieran Black can't do anything. Kieran Black cannot do a thing to that thing, so I definitely have to watch out for what kind of moveset that thing has, and more importantly, I have to kind of find out what kind of Starmie it is, because if it's a Specs special attacking threat, I can't switch out because the analytics is just going to destroy me if he does bring it, or if he's, you know, going to be Natural Cure. It doesn't really matter which one he's going to bring. So that's why I think Starmie is going to be the biggest threat this week against my team, just because it does so much. The versatility of that thing, like literally, that thing is just, he's going to be able to Scald Burn my Kieran Black. He could be able to Thunderbolt my Volcanion. He can Psychic or Psyshock my Mega Venusaur. You know, those big threats are all taken down by one Pokemon, which is Starmie, so I definitely have to watch out for that. And then last but not least, because we already went over Weezing, but I think he's going to be bringing Conkeldurr just because of the priority Mach Punch and the moveset he gets. You know, he gets Ice Punch, Fire Punch, actually all of the elemental punches. He gets Poison Jab for mons like Gramble. You know, the Drain Punch and Mach Punch are really going to be a big threat to my team this week, just because Mach Punch is going to destroy my Kieran Black every day of the week. So that's going to be the mons that I think Blizz is going to be bringing. Like I said, Azumarill, Starmie, Charizard X, Klefki, Conkeldurr, and Weezing. So let's go ahead and go into the portion of the team building. Oh my god, I needed that. So, as you guys can see on your screen, we do have the team here, which is going to be Volcanion this week, holding the Life Orb, with his Water Absorbability, with Hidden Power Ice, Steam Eruption, Sludge Bomb, and Fire Blast. 152 in HP, 252 in Special Attack, and 104 in Speed, with a Modest Nature. Now, Hidden Power Ice is if we do get the Stealth Box up this week, that means that Dragonite's not going to be much of a threat, and if his Spinner's gone, because he doesn't have any Defoggers, but he does have his Spinner, or I think Dragonite does get Defog, but I don't think he'll run it. But I think more of the fact that he will run a Rapid Spin Starmie or a Rapid Spin Claydol. It's going to be one of those two. But either way, like I said, if we do get Stealth Box up and they're there to stay, then obviously Hidden Power Ice is just going to destroy a Dragonite every day of the week. Steam Eruption. Steam Eruption just is basically stab and it hits everything on the team, even Starmie or even Azumarill. It just it can do 50% almost. So we definitely need to like watch our Steam Eruptions and definitely do not need to miss. So next we're going to move into Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Bomb is just going to be one of those moves there that can just really hit hard and actually deal with the Azumarill if it does come in, and it does the most actually to Starmie, believe it or not. So we definitely going to want to pack Sludge Bomb just because it's one of those moves that hits hard. You get a chance to, you know, poison if you don't want to go for Steam Eruption. So it's kind of like Steam Eruption's backup plan. And last but not least, we do have Fire Blast just for stab, and just because it does do a decent chunk to his team. It was actually just mainly there for stab, just because it didn't really hit much on his team, because granted he's, you know, Klefki if we can call the switch in, but I don't think he's going to switch in Klefki into my Volcanion. So that's going to be Volcanion this week. Next we're going to go into Gliscor, aka Battycoda, holding the Toxic Orb with the Poison Heal with Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Taunt with 244 in HP, 64 in Attack, and Special Defense with 200. Obviously with a nice and powerful Careful Nature. Now, this week, he's going to be our special defensive wall just because we need him to take on the Starmie, Ice Beam, and Scald and kind of deliver a big knockoff back. And then also we need him to be able to eat up... we need him to be our T-Wave / Will-O-Wisp predictions off of our of the Weezing and such. So we definitely need to kind of call the T-Waves or the Will-O-Wisp to come in with Gliscor, and then obviously we can get a big knockoff. But more importantly, this week, the move is going to be Taunt. If we can get a Taunt up, because now if we get a Taunt up, the Azumarill cannot set up Belly Drums, the Dragonite cannot set up Dragon Dances or Agilities. Same with the Charizard, and then more importantly, the Weezing and the Klefki are completely walled just because we have that Taunt up. So we definitely need to keep Taunt alive this week. Obviously, having Earthquake for Pokemon like Klefki or Charizard X, you know, those kind of Pokemon we need to keep Earthquake on, as well as Stealth Rock, because Stealth Rock are going to keep that multi-scale and Charizard intact, and then obviously we can just nail them back with the, you know, with the Kyurem in the back, as long as the Azumarill and the nice and powerful Klefki are gone. So that's going to be Battycoda this week. Next, we're going to move into Tank, who is going to be holding the leftovers with the Intimidate ability. Obviously, Roar, Heal Bell, Play Rough, and Earthquake. 248 in HP, 252 in defense, and 8 in attack, obviously with an impish nature, because he's going to be our defensive wall this week, holding Roar, not holding, but he has a moveset of Roar, Heal, Bell, Play Rough, and Earthquake. This week, Play Rough is going to be for stab, as well as the Dragonite, because he's going to be our complete Dragonite shutdown, and my eye is itchy, as well as he's going to be able to wall Klefki and Charizard X with the Earthquake, and it's going to hit pretty hard on the Starmie as well. Now, I'm kind of on the fence because I don't really see him bringing Starmie and Azumarill this week. It's just kind of hard to see, It's kind of like Blizz's team has a very big freeze dry weakness, if you really think about it, like he has Starmie and Azumarill, who are weak to freeze dry. And then if it can get freeze dry, it's going to get Ice Beam. And then Ice Beam obviously can pretty much wall. I guess it does a decent chunk to Charizard X and does a shit ton to Dragonite, So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you got to kind of like, pan out your moves to what can really hit the other mons harder than, what I'm saying? So, like I said, this week we're going to be bringing Play Rough for stab, and obviously it hits Starmie pretty hard. It hits Dragonite. It doesn't really hit Weezing. Unfortunately, Weezing is going to have to, we're going to have to switch out on, or we're going to have to Roar, one of the two. Speaking of Roar, we have Roar just in case if those mons do want to set up. So, say if he has Azumarill and he knows he can switch in and set up on us, we can easily just roar that thing out, and then now he's just wasted his Citra Berry and he's at half health for no stupid reason because we had to roar him out. Plus, he has to take Stealth Rock damage when he does come back in, so that's going to be... So we definitely have Roar on there this week, and then Heal Bell is going to be in case of Will-O-Wisp and T-Wave from the Weezing / or Klefki. He's going to basically be our utility mon this week. He's going to definitely have to be the mon that can eat up hits as well as, kind of like, hey fellas, I got your back, what I'm saying? I'm going to, Heal Bell and Stealth Rock damage, everything. So that's going to be Gramble this week, aka Tank. And then next we have our boy Space Jam, holding the Choice Scarf with the Terravolt ability, out with the Earth Power, Outrage, Ice Beam, and Fusion Bolt with 220 in special attack, with 36 in attack, and then, 220 in special attack, 36 in attack, and then 252 in speed, obviously holding a mild nature. Well, not holding, I keep saying holding, but he has a mild nature this week. He's going to be a mixed Cure this week just because Outrage does the same as Draco or Dragon Pulse. Actually does a little more. So we're going to be running kind of like a, a mixed set. Fusion Bolt just in case for Dragonite wants to come, or Starmie or Azumarill, just, because we want to kind of like pack those on just because it does do a decent chunk to those mons. And then we can kind of go from there. So Outrage, again, once Klefki or Azumarill are gone, we can easily just Outrage everything. So Earth Power and Ice Beam are just going to be basically for stab. Ice Beam going to be for Dragonite, and Earth Power going to be for mons like Klefki and Starmie and Charizard X. Just kind of like basically this week is Kyurem's going to be the mon where we're going to be switching in, switching out. So that's going to be his moveset this week. So next we're going to move into Uzi, and man, my contact is messing up. Okay, I think we're good. And then so then next we're going to go to Uzi. Level 50 with Black Sludge. Obviously you can see level 100, but we're going to put him at level 50 with the Clear Body ability, so no stats get lowered, especially I think, is it any stats? Yeah, any stats. Okay, this week he's going to be our spinner just because we cannot let Stealth Box get up, just because we do have Space Jam and Volcanion coming this week, so we need to get rid of the hazards. Skull just for stab, obviously, if we can get a burn on a physical mon such as Dragonite. We don't want Conkeldurr to have a burn at all, but Klefki can take a nice burn, Starmie can take a nice burn, especially Azumarill can have a nice burn. She can have a burn any day of the week. Next, we do have Haze, just in case if he does want to set up his mons. So say if we do see him setting up Dragon Dance with his Dragonite, we can easily Haze and get those stat changes off the board, because those stat changes are going to definitely matter this week, especially against my team. Because if he can get enough Dragon Dance where he can outspeed my Space Jam, we're done. Game's over. Bye-bye. And we lose basically our shots to playoff. I'm not going to lie with you. And then last but not least, we do have knockoff, just in case if we can predict the Starmie switch, or if anything really wants to take a knockoff. Because like I said, Blizz and items this week are going to be very valuable, such as Dragonite with weakness policy potentially, Citrus Berry Azumarill is going to be pretty popular, Starmie with Life Orb, Choice Specs, any of those kind of variants, Air Balloon Klefki is going to be pretty, if it does come, Weezing obviously holding the Black Sludge, all that extra recovery or beneficial items are really going to tack on. So the thing is, if we can knock something off on the switch in, I'm definitely game for it. But this week, I almost said Starmie. The Tentacruel this week is going to have 244 in HP, 252 in defense, 8 in special attack, and then 4 in special defense. Obviously, just kind of like spread out to where we can kind of like live a couple of hits and then dish a couple hits back. So that's going to be tank this year. That's going to be Uzi this week. And the next we do have Mega Venusaur, aka Spose, with the Venusaur holding the thick compatibility. And then this week we're actually going to be running a physical Mega Venusaur. I know you're probably thinking like that's a little weird, but this week we're going to be running Outrage, Earthquake, Power Whip, and Sludge Bomb, with 212 in attack, and then 248 in HP, and then 48 in special attack with a Adamant to Nature. Or no, I think it's a Naughty Nature. Yeah, it's a Naughty Nature actually. The reason why we're going to be running a Naughty Nature Mega Venusaur this week is just because if we can actually outrage the Dragonite or the it's kind of the same reason as Kieran. We can outrage the Dragonite or the Charizard X. If the Azumarill and the Klefki are gone, then obviously we can just keep wreaking havoc with outrage, as well as Earthquake. If we can catch the Klefki or the Starmie or even the Charizard X in that predicament, we can easily Earthquake that thing and then just kind of like two-shot it basically, because he can't really deliver much to us. Now Starmie could Psyshock or Psychic us, but the thing is he's not going to want to take a big Earthquake. So Power Whip is going to be for stab, as well as like Starmie and Azumarill if he's not Sap Sipper. It's just basically going to be one of those hard-hitting mons that stab as well. And the Sludge Bomb is actually, in fact, going to be, just in case if he is Sap Sipper Azumarill, then we have Sludge Bomb for the Tangrowth or for the Azumarill, as well as anything, because Sludge Bomb is stab and it's going to hurt a lot of things hard. So that's going to be the team this week. If you guys enjoyed today's team preview, then make sure to hit that thumbs up down below. And tomorrow you will see me versus Blizz, and hopefully, I don't know, I'm pretty nervous, but at the same time, it's like, can I prevail? Like, because I need this week to like really happen. So again, if you guys, I almost said I wasn't recording, but again, if you guys enjoyed today's team preview, then make sure to hit that thumbs up down below. It's going to be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to submit more eggs to the Pokemon Omega Ruby egg lock, then make sure to go in the description below. That's where you guys can find that video and learn how to submit an egg at my Gmail. Again, go check out Blizz in the description below, as well as my Twitter, Twitch, Instagram links, all those. I don't know, I'm so tired. I'm like recording this at like 1 a.m. But with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. So please have yourselves a great morning, night, evening, day, wherever you're at, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. What is cracking, guys? See you.